What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. We got Resorts World in the background, and damn, it's like golden hour right now. Look at this. But as you guys saw in my last video, I'm doing a $10,000 challenge, trying to make $10,000 playing 2-5 and 5-10 here at Resorts World, and we are 26% of the way there. And spoiler alert, we get a lot closer in today's video. Played an awesome 5-10 session next to Andrew Neeme, so you guys are definitely going to want to watch all the way to the end. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, welcome back everyone. We are starting off at 5-10, mostly playing 5-10-20 with the straddle, and Andrew Neeme comes and sits to our right midway through the session, but we get off to a hot start. We look down at pocket 8s. We're in the big blind. It's a limped pot. I was just getting settled in, so it's just me, the small blind, and the button, and we flop top, set, bang, and even better, the small blind leads out for 20. I raise it up right away to 80. The button folds, and the small blind makes the call. So we're going to a turn, just don't want to see a heart, and that's exactly what we see. The 3 of spades, beautiful. He checks it over to me, and now I want to go big as if I had a draw here, so I bet out for $200, and I'm happy to see that my opponent basically snap calls. He's got about $400-ish behind. I just don't want to see a heart because this snap call is usually just always a flush draw, and bang, that's exactly what we see. Obviously, there are some straights out there, and when he's in the small blind, he definitely could have those, but with top set, we have to go for some value. You guys know me. I always try to squeeze out the maximum value. Even if I get burned sometimes, that's okay. I think I make more money than I do losing money going for the thinnest value in the world. I put him all in, and he goes deep into the tank. And I start looking over at him, and he just does not look like he wants to fold. He came over from 2-5, and he was waiting to get his chip switch, so he still has those reds and those greens. At 5-10, we're playing with the blues and the blacks. There's no need for anything else, just $10 chips and $100 chips. Can I get a full double on my first hand here? We just sat down. After a long think, my opponent puts in the call. We show the pocket 8s, and we are good. We get basically a full double up plus around $900 in our first hand. Our run good here has been absolutely insane. I set out to make $10,000 in profit, and now with this hand, we're almost like 40% of the way. Can we keep crushing? Spoiler alert, we can. Let's head to the next hand. We play some not so great hands like Queen 9. We play some middle of the way pretty good hands like Ace 3 suited, and we just kind of chip down a little bit until we get to this hand. With pocket 10s, we've been playing kind of snug. This is about an hour after our last hand, so we've just been kind of chipping down a little bit. We're in the big blind here. There's an open 230. I decided to put in that 3-bet to $80. I don't know why I went this small, but hey, I guess that's just what I did. Definitely should be making it like 120, but nonetheless, he makes the call, going to a beautiful board here, all low cards. Pretty nice when you flop an overpair with pocket 10s. I see bet for 130, and he snap folds, so on to the next one. Now we get into a pretty fun and interesting one here. We are in the $20 straddle. We look down at King Queen offsuit. Pretty good, and action folds all the way to the small blind, who decides to limp. So when it's on me, with this good of a hand, we're definitely not going to be limping here. Don't really know what sizing to choose in these, kind of limped pots, and, playing 5-10-20. Do I just go massive? I mean, they just limp. They shouldn't have the best hand. So nonetheless, I decided to raise $40 more, and the small blind makes the call, going to a board here of Jack 9-4. Of course, why would it be easy? Not going to be easy for us today. The small blind checks it over to me, and I decide to c-bet here for $40, and it's no surprise that she puts in the call, going to a turn, hoping to see something good, a little bit of help, and no. It's the 3 of diamonds, so the front door flush comes in. She checks. I think I should definitely have all of the good hands here, all of the strong high diamonds, so yada yada. I bet $120, and after a small think, she shoves it in my face, and shoves over $600. I give it a little bit of Hollywood because I don't want people to know that I was just bluffing out of my shoes, make it look like a little bit of a tough decision. Do you guys ever do that? And I just fold. I don't make them wait too long, just 10 seconds. So just continuing to chip down, and let's head to the next hand. We play pocket 10s and 3-bet these bad boys again. And yet again, we flop another overpair. So when they check it over to me, I want to go big like I have like ace king of diamonds or something. I bet $210 and they snap fold again. Are my cards fucking face up? Like what's going on here? But about an hour and 30 into the session, chipped down a little bit, probably still up around $700. Nothing really happens. We're continuing to chip down. Things just aren't really going our way. We're getting into some pots, calling some bets, calling some raises, and just really not flopping anything until we look down at King 10 of clubs. We're in the button and we decide to open it up to $70. Like I said, we're playing 5, 10, 20, so basically like a 2.5x open with the $20 out there. And now the big blind shoves it in my face as he makes it $250. And I know what you guys might be thinking. This is a fold, a snap fold. You should get out of there. But listen, I feel like this guy's trying to push me around, and I just feel like he can 3-bet me at will here. I definitely could be opening very, very wide on the button as the action folded around. So I want to put my foot down, get in the mix a little bit. I decide, you know what? The run good's been really good. Let's see if we can smash a board and get into a massive pot here. I decided to flick in the $250. Here we go, to a flop and nothing. Yeah, ace deuce 5 with a 5 of clubs. So we flop the backdoor double gutter to a flush draw. And yeah, he c-bets small here, and we just snap fold. And now I'm really effing annoyed because that's definitely a fold. I don't know what I talked myself into there, but just let's head to the next hand. Just 3 minutes later, we decide to limp in with pocket fours. The straddler opens it up to $90, and maybe tilt is getting the best of me because you just really shouldn't set mine for quite that big of a pre-flop raise, but I decided to try to get lucky, and of course, we don't. So now I'm super, super annoyed. After our first hand, we were up like $800-900, and now we're all the way down to like plus $400, which is still good, but I know you guys get the feeling. Being up stuck is literally the effing worst. It might put you on tilt more than losing, but I have to keep my composure, keep playing because we have some more big hands to go over. Hey, listen, sometimes it just takes a little bit of complaining and frustration for the poker gods to reward you. Just 3 minutes later, yes, 3 minutes, we played back-to-back-to-back hands here. I think maybe we folded one, but we looked down at pocket aces. We are under the gun, the first player to act after Andrew Neeme is in the $20 straddle, and I decide to limp. Yes, I limp. And it's very table dependent because this table, there has been a raise every single hand. Every single hand, yes. No hands have been limped through. No hands have been like folded through. So I just pray to the gods to help me out one more time. Let somebody else raise. And we don't even have to get through that many people. One person folds. And then the next person after that raises to $80. But things get even better. There's a fold. The next player after him calls the 80 again. And when it's back on Andrew Neeme, he completes the $80. And I know this is going to look extremely strong, but I'm hoping to a lot of these people that it just looks like I'm trying to steal it. So I put in that limp 3-bet to $220. I just slide a rack in there. My stacks are of 20, $10, 20 times 10. Quick maths, that's $200. So $220 it is. The first player folds, so now I'm like, great, I'm not going to get any action here, huh? But then the next player asks for a count. I de-stack my big stack of chips here. That player calls the 220, and then Andrew Neeme calls the 220. I think he's trying to get at me. He sees me recording. We talked a little bit. He was a great guy, but nonetheless, 3 ways, 2 people called the $220. Now I just have to pray that these aces don't get cracked, and we see an amazing board. King 4-3 with a club flush draw. We have the ace of clubs, so we don't have to be too worried about flushes, and if I was heads up, I might check this here, but when Andrew Neeme checks, I decided to just bet out for $300, which is about half pot. I would do this if I had something like ace queen of clubs, ace jack of clubs, ace 10 of clubs that I just limped and went for a big squeeze on. I'm hoping I could get some action here. Maybe somebody's got like king queen, king jack. Maybe somebody doesn't believe me with like pocket 8s, 9s, 10s, but both players almost instantaneously fold. I mean, are my cards on my fucking forehead today? What is going on? But nonetheless, we still have a couple more crazy hands. Don't go anywhere. When it rains, it pours, baby. Just 7 minutes later, we look down at pocket kings. We are in the cutoff. We open it up to $60. I don't think the straddle was on this hand. I think someone forgot to put it down. And now the small blind, the same guy who 3-bet massive when I had the king 10 suited, 3-bets massive again. He makes it $230. Okay, let's pause here. We have a massive, massive decision. Just like with the king 10, we open, he puts in a massive 3-bet, and with the king 10, we called. And obviously, we're basically in the same positions here, just the button is one over to the left. And when you're in position with aces or kings, you can put in some flats, some traps, because it's pretty easy to play in position with these hands, especially with kings. The only thing I don't want to see is literally an ace, but I decide this guy has been aggressive. Maybe he'll just jam over the top if I put in a re-raise. Maybe he'll try to level himself into a call, thinking I could be bluffing with ace king, ace queen, etc., etc. So I 4-bet to $550, and my opponent snap goes all in. Obviously, we are snap calling, but obviously the gross, miserable reg down inside of me is like, oh, if he has aces, I'm going to throw up. But come on, get that out of here. And my opponent shows pocket queens. I flip over the kings, and oh, baby, this is what dreams are made of. Just like that, we have over a $4,000 pot. Kings into queens. I was complaining that we got aces and kings. Let's go, baby. Come on. But hold on. Time to snap back to reality. Oh, I'm sure you guys know where that's from. But really, time to snap back in. We didn't win anything yet. There are still runouts to come. My opponent asks if we want to go twice. I normally like to go once, but hey, I decide, hey, you know what? I'll be friendly today. I'll be nice. Nah, I'm kidding. But 2 runouts. Let's go to them. We see a flop that looks clean. The turn comes, the river comes, we're good on the first run out, and the dealer goes to put all the cards away, and they're like, no, we're running it twice, and the dealer's like, what do we do? And it's a new dealer, and listen, I've seen a lot of guys get super pissed, super annoyed. There's a lot of new dealers out here because the WSOP needs so many dealers. So we just nicely explained, listen, just do exactly what you did. Again, we have to run it twice. And he's like, okay. So we're going to the second run out now. There's an ace in the window, so thank God he didn't have ace king, and followed by a king and a 10. So now he actually has 2 extra outs, as any jack will give him a chop. But on the turn, it's an ace. We turn him dead. Well, obviously, to a chop, if there's an ace on the river, we chop. So just fading an ace, and we do. We hold. We scoop this entire pot. So I went from being so pissed that I was up stuck to, just up like $300-$400 to now we scoop the big pot with aces, and then we full double up with kings. We basically had the exact same stacks to start the hand. Let's go, baby. This is massive. And that was the last hand from this massive 5-10-20 session. We won $2,700. This feels awesome, but wait, we're not done yet. Just like the last video, a bit backwards, we go tomorrow. This was Friday. Now it's Saturday, playing 2-5. And we continue to run it up. Let's get right into it. For the first hand, we look down at King Jack of Diamonds. There's an open from the cutoff to $40, and I decide to make the call, and now the small blind instant jams about $300. That stinks, and when the cutoff decides to rejam his about $500, obviously we're folding, but let's see what happens here. The run out comes, and nice, we would have runner the nuts, the nut flush. And oh my goodness, the small blind that jams had pocket 3s and he rivered a set. The cutoff never showed, but okay, wish that didn't happen. Wish we could have won a nice pot here. Let's head to the next hand. Now, just 3 minutes later, we look down at pocket aces. We are in the $10 straddle, and it actually winds up folding all the way to the big blind, and I'm like, oh, please give me some action. And he does. He opens it up to $30. So I obviously put in that 3-bet to $85. And as you see on the right side here, he puts his stack in the middle. Obviously, we snap call. I show him that we have aces, and he's like, okay, going to a run out, and we are good. He mucks. Okay. So, easy game. Up about $200 to start. Can't complain, and let's keep it going. Poker just seems to come easy for us today, actually, as we look down at ace queen of hearts in the $10 straddle. Again, we were playing basically 2-5-10, basically 5-10 with the straddle. Straddle's always on, just getting premiums in the straddle. Easy game, right? The first player after the straddle opens it up to 30, so we put in that 3-bet again to 85. And the same guy that did it with the pocket 3s, again, he just jams about $350, and he shows pocket 8s. I go to flip over the ace queen, and as I'm doing that, we see the ace right in the window. Oh my goodness, we turn another ace just for the hell of it. and we fade the 8 on the river. So just an easy game, not even any real poker today, just winning all in flips. I feel like this is like a tournament vlog, but hey, I can't complain. We're just up about $600 cruising. Let's keep it going. And unfortunately, that's all I got for you. I racked up around 9 o'clock. Didn't really play that long. I had work for Poker.org the next day. If you guys haven't checked out Poker.org, make sure you do. Doing a bunch of stuff for them out here. They're supporting me, so definitely make sure you guys support them. We rack up and plus $690. Can't complain for a short 3-hour session. Great success. You guys know where that's from? If you do, please let me know because that's my favorite movie ever. So in our first 1 and 2 days, we are 25% done with our challenge. I really couldn't have asked for a better start. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the vlog. Like I said, some more Run Good is coming, so stay tuned, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Peace.